Hello guys, you're welcome to this channel and my name is Afolabi-Ariyo. In case you are new here, my people, today's video, I woke up to this heartbreaking news, this extremely sad news of a 12-year-old boy. In fact, I even find it difficult to talk about it. It's not so easy for me to talk about it. I'm not finding it easy doing this video right now, but we need to talk about it, and that is why I'm doing this video. We really need to talk about this. Before the death of the boy, it was a student of Dowen School, a secondary school in Lagos. According to him, they were in their room, like in a boarding house. There was light in the room, and all of a sudden, some group of students, senior students, entered into the room and put off the light immediately. He said they were like 5, but he could only mention 3 of them. They started beating only him. They started beating him with belts. He fell down from the bunk, and then they started using boots, stepping on him. They beat this boy to the extent that his bones were broken. And at the point, they grabbed his throat and poured something in his mouth. This boy, God, this boy went through pain. This boy went through pain. He kept saying that his mouth, that the thing they poured in his mouth was affecting, the mouth was peeling and everything before they rushed him to the hospital. By the time they got to the hospital, they had to do some tests and then x-ray. Some of his bones were broken. His liver was already swollen. That thing, the chemical, whatever it was that they poured in his mouth, had already, affected. The mouth was peeling, the tongue was peeling everywhere. This boy went through pain. You can imagine the agony before he eventually died. And I'm afraid. I'm afraid for our future. I have a lot of questions in my head. Who raised the demons, the devils that perpetrated that act? Killing a fellow human being at such tender age, secondary school boys, future leaders. So, Yoruba says, "Ẹni tó kàn ló mọ̀." Can you imagine the agony the father and the mother of that boy will be going through right now? His siblings, his family members. If this thing can happen to somebody in our society, then it can happen to anybody. This is not the first of its kind. See, parents, we need to do more. We need to double up. We have a lot of work to do. The most interesting part is these kids that killed this boy, their parents may not have any idea that they have raised demons, that they have raised bullies. How do we now know? How do we do better? What do we do differently? At what point should you, please, this video is not a video that you should watch and just bypass. These are the questions going to and fro my head, jumping around my head. And I'm really looking forward to answers. Please, at what stage, at what level, what are the signs that you can look out for, that can call your attention, that can make you know that your child is becoming a bully? And as a parent, what are the things you can do? What are the things you can do to help your kids that are in the boarding house? Because, see, for some of us, we can cope with our children around us, like schooling from home. Being day students, some of us can handle it. But the truth is, there is no way that we won't have some students in the boarding house. How do you look out for your children? What are the things that should tell you that your child is being bullied, your child is at the risk of being bullied? The question is, the school authority, are they going to tell people that they didn't know that those bad boys were in their school? Or that they knew that the bad boys were in the school, but they didn't know that they were a threat to other students? As it is now, parents, this is the time where we need to listen to our children more. Please don't let anything slide. Don't just sweep things under the carpet in the name of he's being too childish, he's being too petty, or he's behaving spoiled. No, no. If your child comes home and complains about anything, please take it up. These things are real. As a boarder myself, I was in a boarding house in my secondary school. Things actually happen. Different forms of abuse from students, senior students, even some teachers. What helped some of us was we had parents that when we get home and we say something that is not looking normal, they want to get to the root of it. We had parents with listening ears. Please, we need to give our children more attention. Yes, this is not a time to form busy, like later. We'll address the issue later. Later may be too late. Later may be too late. You can imagine what the mother of this boy will be going through as we speak. This is not a good way to even treat an animal, not to talk of a human being. You can imagine the state of mind of the boys that can kill their fellow human being at this age. Something is definitely wrong with those boys. Those boys actually need help. Like, they are no longer normal. I won't say they are normal. This is the time to be more intentional with raising our kids. And the truth is, at the time we are in right now, I won't even recommend boarding house for anybody. Please try as much as possible. If you can cope with it, if you can afford it, I mean, being able to cope now, if you can live around it, let your children school from home, please. I don't even want to talk about school authorities, school management. I don't want to talk about it because really, títí bá bàjẹ́ tó nídìí ló máa ń dà. Onídìí ló ní láti pàdé ẹ̀ mọ́ at the moment now. Let's not even talk about school authorities because that one is like committing too much into their hands. Imagine coming out to say that the boy died from playing ball. Like, when your children are showing some traits of being of a bully, you sense that this girl is gradually becoming a bully. Don't say ọmọdé ló ń ṣe like she or he is still a kid. She will outgrow it. No. You might be biting more than you can chew. No, please address the issue right there and then. So you won't end up raising bullies, raising demons, raising devils in human flesh. Nothing is too small to investigate. God will help us. God will help us. I am sure that this kind of incidents too will be giving school owners concerns. Because how do you know these tendencies of each child? How do you know what they are capable of doing? They won't write bully in front of these children. A lot of them have joined courts at a very early age. Their parents don't know. You'll be surprised. Some of them are children of pastors, deacon and deaconesses. This is a huge concern that affects everybody. How? A young boy just wasted like that. How do we sense these things before they eventually happen? How do we nip them in the bud? How do we kill their tendencies to be violent before it gets out of hand? My heart is so heavy, and it is well. It is well. I pray that God will comfort everyone affected and we will never hear such bad news again. In Jesus' name.